Hey, welcome back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. Welcome to Daily English.
Sarah, do you know what is the most painful sentence I hear from English learners?
What is it?
I think I'm just bad at English.
Yes, I hear that a lot. People say, I studied English for 5 years, 10 years, sometimes even more, but I still can't speak.
Exactly. And today, I want to tell every English learner something important. You are probably not bad at English.
Maybe you are just practicing English in a way that does not help your brain remember and use the language.
And that small difference can completely change your English journey.
Because the problem might not be your intelligence, it might not be your memory, it might not be your ability.
The problem might simply be your method.
So if you feel frustrated because you understand English but cannot speak,
If you memorize hundreds of words but forget them after a few days,
if you watch English videos but still feel nervous when you open your mouth,
stay with us.
because today we are going to talk about how to practice English the right way. Alex, I think many learners will relate to this topic because almost every student has that moment. They look at other people speaking English confidently and they think, why can they do it, but I cannot?
Yes, and that feeling is really difficult. Imagine someone studying English every single day. They wake up, open a grammar book, memorize vocabulary, complete exercises, and watch English lessons. They're working hard. But after months or years, they still say, I know English, but I cannot speak English.
That sentence is heartbreaking because the person is not lazy, they're actually trying.
Exactly. And this is something important. Working hard is not always enough. You also need to work in the right direction.
That is a powerful point. Sometimes people think if I study more hours, my English will automatically improve.
Right. Imagine you want to travel to another city. You drive your car for 10 hours, but you're going in the wrong direction. Did you make progress?
No, you worked hard, but you moved away from your destination.
English learning can be the same. You can spend hundreds of hours practicing the wrong things.
Let's talk about the first mistake. Many people learn English like they are preparing for an exam. They focus only on grammar rules. For example, I need to memorize all 12 English tenses before I speak.
Yes, and grammar is important. We're not saying grammar is useless, but grammar should be a tool, not a wall.
I like that. Grammar should help you communicate, not stop you from communicating.
Exactly. Let me give an example. A learner wants to say, I went to the market yesterday. But before speaking, their brain starts searching. Wait, yesterday means past tense. Which tense should I use? Simple past, present perfect? What is the rule?
And while they're thinking about grammar,
The conversation is already gone.
yes, the other person has already moved to another topic.
This happens because the learner is trying to build every sentence from zero. But fluent speakers don't do that. Native speakers and advanced learners don't create every sentence word by word. They use patterns. They have thousands of small language pieces stored in their brain.
Let's show our listeners what we mean. Imagine someone asks, how was your weekend? A beginner may think, weekend, how was, I need vocabulary, I need grammar. But a practice speaker has ready patterns. It was great. I had a relaxing weekend. I spent time with my family. I watched a movie.
Exactly. They are not creating English, they are remembering English.
And this is a huge difference.
The second mistake is something almost every learner does: vocabulary collecting.
Oh yes, people love collecting words. They have notebooks full of vocabulary, maybe 1,000 words, maybe 5,000 words. But when they speak, nothing comes out.
Exactly, because knowing a word and being able to use a word are two different skills.
Let's explain this. Imagine you learn the word opportunity. You write, opportunity equals a chance to do something. You memorize the meaning. Good. But can you use it naturally? Can you say, I got an amazing opportunity to work with an international company?
Can you say, don't miss this opportunity?
Can you understand, this is a great opportunity for you.
If yes, then the word is becoming active. If not, it is just sitting inside your memory.
Alex, I remember a student I worked with. She had an English notebook. It was beautiful, hundreds of pages. Every page had new words. She was very proud.
But
But when I asked her a simple question, "What did you do yesterday?" she became silent. She knew thousands of words, but she couldn't build a simple sentence.
that must have been frustrating.
It was. She looked disappointed and said, "Maybe I'm not talented enough to learn English." And I told her, "No, your English is not the problem. Your practice method is."
That message is so important. Many learners blame themselves when they should change their strategy.
So, Alex, if someone listening right now feels this way, what should they do?
First, understand this. You don't need to start from zero. You don't need another 500 grammar lessons. You don't need to memorize thousands of random words.
Then what do they need?
They need a smarter practice system, a system where they listen more, repeat more, speak more, learn useful phrases, and practice real situations.
And in this episode, we are going to explain exactly how to do that. Alex, now we know some common mistakes learners make, but I think the biggest question is, what should I do instead? Because many learners are listening right now and thinking, okay, I understand my mistakes, but what is the correct way?
Great question. The first thing I want learners to understand is this. English is not just a subject to study, English is a skill to practice.
That difference is huge. For example, nobody learns swimming by reading a book about swimming for 10 years.
Exactly. Imagine someone says, I know everything about swimming. I know how water works, I know the techniques, I know the rules. Then you ask, can you swim? And they say, no, I have never entered a pool.
That sounds funny, but many people do the same thing with English. They learn about English, but they don't practice using English.
The first change you need to make is start listening more.
Many learners underestimate listening. They think, I need to speak first. But actually, your brain needs input before output.
Exactly. Think about a child learning their first language. A baby listens for months before saying complete sentences. Nobody gives a baby a grammar book. Nobody says, today we will learn the past tense.
The baby simply listens, again and again, every day. And slowly, the brain understands patterns.
English learners need the same process. Your brain needs to hear English regularly, not once a week, not only before an exam, regularly.
Let's imagine two students. Student A studies grammar for 2 hours every day. Student B listens to English conversations for 30 minutes and repeats sentences. After 6 months, who will probably speak more naturally?
Most likely student B, because student B trained the actual skill, listening and speaking.
Exactly. You don't become a better speaker by only reading about speaking.
Now, let's talk about vocabulary. This is a big one. Don't learn words alone. Learn phrases.
Can you explain that with an example?
Sure. Many learners learn decision. They memorize decision equals a choice. But real English speakers don't usually use single words. They use combinations. For example, make a decision, take a decision, a difficult decision, a smart decision.
So instead of remembering one word, your brain remembers a complete piece of English.
Exactly. Let's take another word, experience. A learner may memorize experience equals knowledge gained from doing something. But useful phrases are, I have experience in marketing. It was an amazing experience. I want to gain more experience.
Now the word becomes alive. You know how to use it. Alex, I think we should talk about one technique that can completely change someone's speaking ability, the shadowing technique.
Yes, this is one of my favorite methods, and many successful language learners use it.
So, what exactly is shadowing?
Shadowing means listening to English and repeating immediately after the speaker, like a shadow. The speaker says something, and you follow.
Let's demonstrate.
Original sentence, I've been learning English for 2 years, but I still want to improve.
And the learner repeats, I've been learning English for 2 years, but I still want to improve.
Exactly. At first, it feels difficult. Your brain says, slow down, I cannot do this.
But that's normal. You're training your listening, pronunciation, speed, and confidence at the same time. I remember when I first tried shadowing in another language. Honestly, it felt embarrassing.
Really?
Yes, I was alone in my room repeating sentences. Sometimes I sounded strange, sometimes I couldn't follow the speaker, and I thought, maybe this doesn't work.
But you continued.
Yes, and after some weeks, something surprising happened. I started recognizing sentences faster. My mouth started moving more naturally, and I stopped translating every word.
That is the magic moment. The moment when English starts becoming automatic.
Another problem learners have is waiting. They say, I will speak when my English becomes perfect.
And unfortunately, that day never comes, because perfection comes after practice, not before practice.
Exactly. A baby doesn't wait until they can speak perfectly. They make mistakes. They say funny words. They try again.
But adults are afraid of mistakes. They think, what will people think about me?
And that fear becomes a bigger problem than grammar.
Let's practice a simple conversation. Imagine you meet someone new. Instead of thinking, I need a perfect sentence, start simple.
Hi, my name is Sarah. What's your name?
I'm Alex. Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canada. How about you?
I'm from United Kingdom.
That's it. A simple conversation. No complicated vocabulary. No advanced grammar. Just communication.
Alex, many learners say, but I don't live in an English-speaking country.
And yes, that can make things harder. But today, you can create your own English environment.
How?
Simple things. Change your phone language to English. Watch English videos. Listen to English podcasts. Write your shopping list in English. Talk to yourself in English.
Talk to yourself. Some people may think that's strange.
Maybe, but it works. When you are alone, your biggest English teacher can be yourself.
Let's give listeners a small challenge. Right now, wherever you are, say these 3 sentences. My name is... Today, I want to improve my English. I will practice English every day.
Don't just listen. Say them. Your voice needs practice.
Alex, if you had to give one message to someone who feels hopeless about English, what would it be?
I would say, stop asking, why am I bad at English? Start asking, am I practicing English the right way?
That's powerful, because one question creates shame, the other creates solutions.
Exactly. Your English journey is not over because you struggle. Struggle is part of learning.
Alex, we have talked about the wrong ways to practice English and the better ways, but now I think our listeners need something practical. They need a plan, because motivation is good, but a system creates results.
Exactly. Many people feel motivated today. They watch an English video and think, tomorrow I will study 5 hours.
And then tomorrow comes. They're tired, they're busy, they skip practice.
That is why we need something realistic. Not a perfect plan, a plan you can actually follow.
So, Alex, if someone only has 30 minutes every day, what should they do?
I would divide it into 4 parts. First 10 minutes, listening. Next 10 minutes, speaking practice. Next 5 minutes, vocabulary through phrases. Last 5 minutes, thinking in English.
Let's explain each part.
For the first 10 minutes, listen to real English. It can be a podcast, a conversation, a short story, a video. But don't just listen passively.
What do you mean by passively?
Some people listen while doing something else. They hear English, but their brain is not focused.
Like playing an English video while scrolling on social media?
Exactly. Your brain needs attention. Listen carefully. Notice how people pronounce words, how sentences connect, which phrases they use.
Let's give an example. Imagine you hear, "What are you up to today?" A beginner may think, "Up to? What does that mean?"
But after hearing it many times, your brain understands, what are you up to today means, what are you doing today?
This is how natural English develops, through repeated exposure.
The second part is speaking, And here is the important thing. You don't need a partner every day.
Many learners use this excuse. I don't have anyone to practice English with.
But you can practice alone. For example, describe your day. Talk about your plans. Explain your opinions. Tell a story.
Let's try. I will start. Today I woke up early. I made coffee. I checked my messages. Then I started working.
Perfect. Simple English, but useful English. You don't need complicated sentences. You need automatic sentences.
Now the third part, vocabulary. Most learners make vocabulary difficult. They open a dictionary and memorize 50 random words.
And after 1 week, they remember maybe 5.
So what should they do?
Learn fewer words, but learn them deeply. For example, don't learn improve. Learn, I want to improve my English. I need to improve my skills. My English is improving.
Now one word becomes 3 speaking opportunities.
The last 5 minutes are interesting. Thinking in English. Many learners ask, how can I stop translating?
The answer is simple. Practice small thoughts. Don't try to think about complicated topics. Start with daily things. When you see food, think, this is delicious. When you open your door, I am going outside. When you drink water, I need some water.
Small thoughts create a big habit.
Now, we want to give our listeners a challenge, a 7-day English reset.
For the next 7 days, do this. Day 1, listen to English for 15 minutes.
Day 2, repeat 20 English sentences.
Day 3, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes.
Day 4, learn 10 useful phrases.
Day 5, watch an English conversation.
Day 6, speak about your day in English.
Day 7, listen to your first recording and compare.
And something amazing happens. You start noticing progress, not because you became perfect, but because you became consistent.
Alex, before we finish today's episode, I want to talk directly to someone listening. Maybe that person has been learning English for years. Maybe they feel tired. Maybe they think, I tried everything. Maybe English is not for me. If that is you, listen carefully. Your past effort was not wasted. Every word you learned, every video you watched, every sentence you practiced, it is all building something.
But now maybe you don't need to work harder. Maybe you need to work differently.
Remember this. A person who practices the wrong way for 5 years can struggle. A person who practices the right way for 6 months can completely change.
Your English ability is not decided by your past mistakes. It is decided by what you do from today.
Don't say, I'm bad at English. Say, I'm learning English and I'm improving every day.
Because language is not about being perfect. Language is about connecting with people, sharing your ideas, expressing your feelings, opening new opportunities.
Sarah, I think today's biggest lesson is simple. English is not impossible. Many learners are just using an ineffective method.
Exactly. Change your practice, change your results.
And if you enjoyed this episode of Daily English, remember to practice with us every day.
Subscribe to Daily English for more real conversations, listening practice, and simple techniques to help you speak English with confidence.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and remember, you are not bad at English. You are just learning the right way now.